Okay, everyone, welcome to a yoga snack. So this is designed mainly for runners. We're working primarily with the glutes, but just also getting a sense of stability and a sense of release for the hips. So there's going to be a couple of poses that we're going to kind of get into. And the first one primarily is a chair pose, my version at least of chair pose, and the second one's my version of Warrior 3. So those, doesn't matter if you know either of those words, we're just going to give this a go. So I'm going to demonstrate each one, and then we'll do it together if you want to join me to try things out, and yeah, see how we go. So a little bit of a yoga snack. So I'm standing with my feet broadly hip distance apart and loosening my arms in front of me. So I'm just kind of coming forward and back. So I'm taking my weight through my toes and then my heels as I let the whole body rock forward and back, as if it's kind of one piece. And I start to bend the knees. I'm still rocking the arms forward and back. I'm still getting a sense of the body moving forward and back over the weight of the balls of the feet and then heels. And then I'm taking the arms a little higher and swinging back. So I'm bending at my hips here as I swing the arms back and get my body parallel. And then I start to slow that up until I come to my chair pose. And from here, I'm just trying to create a little bit more space between my arms so my shoulders and my neck feel safe. And from here, we'll stay in this position. So we'll check out what we need. Belly support, inner thighs, outer thigh support, glute support. Very important to keep the protection all through the abdomen, so the abdomen comes in, even feeling like there's a little bit of support, like a corset all the way around, so the lower back is supported. So there isn't this issue of over dipping in the pelvis to create this arch in the back. The back needs to feel extended. And we'll just do a little bit of a variation. We'll take one arm back and look towards the other arm, and opposite arm, then loosen, come up, and release. So that's what we'll do. So I hopefully give you opportunity to have a look rather than just copy. I know the temptation is always to follow it, but it's a recording. You can stop it, you can take time. So we'll have a go to that. So if you're feeling a bit discombobulated, just have a shake out first. That's always a nice way to wake up the body and just to loosen up any tension. Just finding a way to just get a little bit more into the body. Find positions that you wouldn't normally be kind of naturally working your way into. And then come into position for your feet to be broadly hip distance apart. And then we're just going to do the swinging, so let the arms come by your side, both the right and left arm coming forward together and going back together, like a pendulum, which allows, if you can, a little bit of a micro bend in your knees, a little baby bend, so that you can give a little bit more weight through to your feet. That might help. So just softening behind the knees, but it's not a particular bend, it's not a big bend, it's just enough to get a little bit more sense of the feet on the ground. Let the shoulders relax and loosen. And creating a bigger movement, so sweeping the arms up and bending at the hips. So we get a little bit of release for the diaphragm here. A lot of you that come to class are kind of very familiar with this as a wake up, energizing, heating up, working on the joints, releasing the diaphragm. Bit of a win-win-win-win-win, this one. And if you want to let a few out breaths out as you come down, then it becomes a little bit more of a releasing of the breath and releasing of any holding that you've been doing physically, mentally, emotionally. We all need to get rid of stuff every so often, and then just slowing that down a little bit. And at some point, bring your arms forward so they're in line with the rest of your torso, or the rest of your trunk. Just bring the belly a little bit more. Find the feet on the floor. Really feel through the heels or the whole of the foot. Don't over tense the shoulders, so a little bit of space between the arms to release the shoulders. Feel the tone in the inner thighs and the outer thighs. You can come out of this at any point just by pressing your feet down and lengthening, but if you can stay a little bit longer, try and avoid the knees coming over the toes. So just look down for a second and make sure the knees are as far back as they comfortably can be. And just see if you can sit a little bit lower and then come up a bit. Sit a little bit lower, as long as it's okay for the knees. And breathe out to go down. Breathe in to come up. Just a little way. Out to go down. In to come up a little way. Okay, so take the right arm behind you and just look at the left arm. And swing the opposite way. So you're now looking at the right arm. Couple more swings, keep that belly in. So you've got the abdominal support, got the glutes working. So it's kind of like an exaggerated marching movement. Okay, so we're going to bring the arms again forward, sitting back a little bit further if it allows for the back to still feel safe. There's more work going on in the thighs, more work going on in the glutes, more work going on in the belly. But you only need to do as much as you need to feel supported and safe. But have a sense of strength if you can. Take 2 or 3 more breaths here unless the back's giving up or the knees are giving up. And on the next in breath, sweep the arms back to pull yourself up. Come onto the balls of your feet. Really lengthen through the whole of the body. Well done. Reaching up, extending up, and just let the arms come forward. Let the feet come down. And standing with the feet maybe slightly wider. Take hands to the pelvis. Just let the breath recover. Let the shoulders relax, let the jaw relax a little bit here. A swallow sometimes just helps any tightness in the back of the tongue or the jaw. Let the eyes soften, just look around you, the bigger distance in your room or outside the room. And then just do a little bit of a big relate with the hips. So just finding what you need to do in terms of space between the feet, how the knees move. As you create this more of a dance movement, more of a spiraling in. Letting go of the breath, any holding that you need to. And then I'll show you second movement, and then we'll just finish off with a little something maybe. Okay. So relax the arms, relax the wrists and the shoulders, just kick out for the legs and the feet. Again. Okay, so I'm going to show you a way that's a supported way and a way that's more kind of fluid and flowing. So I'm going to show you what might seem the more difficult first. And then I'm going to show you the stable one with the support of a table or something solid worked up for me. Okay, so if we just pick, I'll show you first. So I'm going to pick my knees up a bit, so I'm just partly releasing my lower back, but also making sure kind of getting the hips to release and the knees to get a bit more space. And then from there, I'm creating what I call robot arms. So just bending my elbows really. I've got that 90-degree angle. I'm bringing one knee up to hip height. And from there, I'm taking the knee back, the foot back, and the arms forward too. So I'm bending at the hip, so I need to bend the knee. I need to bend at the hip so I can get a sense of extending out, a sense of reaching back. It doesn't matter where things go to some extent, as long as you feel safe in your knee, not twisting. You come back, we'll do a few of those, and then we might stay in it. I'll show you the other version just in case you think, I'm just going to lose my balance. I'd rather know the stable version. So I might just need to Get a little bit more of view here. So I'm doing the same thing. You can't see my head, but hopefully things will be clear in a moment. And I'm doing the same thing with my arms, same thing with my knees, but this time I'm having something to rest on. So I can then start thinking much more about keeping my hands really solidly on the worktop. It's almost like I'm pulling my hands off, but I don't keep my hands there. And then I can push back with my back leg. I can look underneath and check the alignment. So the alignment, often when we do the flowing movement, kind of goes where it goes. So here we're looking much more of alignment. I start to activate my standing leg, glute much more this way. So it becomes a stronger pose, but it becomes more supported. And again, you can bend your knee. This might look awkward. It's not beautiful, but it's helping me feel like I create space all the way through the side, right back through the hips. And again, coming up. So you might just want to do that version. You might want to try both. So just see where we're going. So first one, if you wish to do it, is the flowing. Or you can go straight on to the side. Okay, so just lifting off both knees, get the hips feel a bit more spacious, and releasing tightness in the butt as well. Okay, relax the shoulders. Give a sigh if you need to give a little bit of a sigh, but letting go, really holding. Feel the feet on the ground. Create your robot arms, so bending the elbows and bringing up one knee to hip height. And we're pivoting from the pelvis, so we're shooting out with the arms forward and we're shooting back with the heel. So as an extension, just look down towards the floor so your neck feels free. Bring yourself back up, knee forward, relax the shoulders. Second time, reaching forward with the arms and back with the foot to wherever it goes. The more parallel to the floor, for me, I have to bend my knee more. For some of you, that won't be an issue. Relax the arm. Third time, releasing away. Find the breath. So the fourth time, we'll go into it and hold it for a little bit longer. So finding your way into that position, reaching back. Whoa. And if you fall in, then you kind of move your hands a little bit to kind of roll in and accept there's a little bit of a change there. See if you can keep holding it. Even if you have to keep moving, it can be a moving warrior. And some breath if you can. Look down to the floor, don't strain your neck, don't strain your eyes. Find the breath and then bring the back knee forward to come forward. And bring the leg down. Relax the arms. Have a shake out. Release the breath. Release the neck. Any way you need to move, just move. Finding a little bit of ease. Okay, so second side. Opposite knee forward. Robot arms. Relax the shoulders for a moment. But you're feeling stable by the elbows coming slightly into the side of the rib cage. And then foot back, hands forward. Might be different on side two. Coming back into standing with the knee forward at hip height. Second time reaching forward. And back. Third time. So bending at the hips so the back can be safe. Bending at the knee and just going into the direction of travel you arrive where you arrive. And the last time, coming to the fourth version, fourth time, see if we can stay a moment. If you feel like you fall in, then you kind of roll the hands around each other to kind of create that saving. Relax as much as you can, breathe as much as you can. And one more breath here. And then coming forward with the knee, back with the elbows, and relax down. Excellent. Shake out. Just kind of do squats, just down to the floor and back up. Down to the floor, back up. Down to the floor and back up. If you want to do the second version, do the second version. If you want to do the first version again. So I'll do the second version briefly on both sides. So sometimes you just can't find things at the right height, or you've got to move room, so I appreciate everybody's not sort of set up for this. Just do what you can. So worktop works really good for me. Hands up the worktop. So quite a distance away with my feet, kind of not quite parallel this stage. I'm bringing my knee forward, favourite knee, and then reaching back with that leg and extending through my arms, so the hands feel like they're stuck to the worktop, but also able to push back. I'm trying to keep that. So this is where the alignment bit comes in. I can bring my chin into my chest, which means I can look behind me and just see what's happening with the back leg, what's happening with the back, with the knee and the alignment with the hip. And stretching or lengthening through the side body. So I feel I can push it back through my sitting bones or my pelvis. Belly's in. Bring yourself forward. Stack yourself back to standing. Just reach for a moment. And then hands back on. And take the opposite side once you've found what feels like the right distance for you. Bring the opposite knee in. And take the leg behind you. Time to play around a little bit to get the legs right. And it won't be the same each side. This certainly feels more awkward for me on the second side. Just checking my toes pointing straight down. My knees broadly pointing down. On my back leg, I bend my front knee as much as I need to and lengthen all the way through, feeling like I'm really getting a release from the arms and the wrists as well as the shoulders and the whole side body. And then bring the knee forward, step out of it, give yourself a shake down, take a breath, let out a little bit more of the out breath. Excellent. So just something to finish. Take your feet wide, take your toes out, slightly sit back. So just kind of have to find your way into this, then we can probably do this together. So yeah, sense of the back and the stability of the pelvis here. So just if you feel like you're tipping forward and got an arch in your lower back, just come up a little bit to make sure that that hasn't been created, so you've got a neutral spine. Hopefully. Take your arms out to the side with your palms facing forward. Feel through your feet because your knees are bent, that should help. Slightly looking up and opening the chest, and then rounding the back, bringing the hands together and looking through. So moving betwixt in between, in breath to open out, slightly look up. Out breath, belly in, rounding the back, looking down. So the legs don't do any moving, it's the movement from the pelvis that creates the opening for the upper back, for the back, and we're moving between a kind of slight arching and a rounding the back. So it's more important to get the rounding of the back and not to overarch the back. So a couple more times. And then relax the hands, get your feet back together and heels back together. So you're standing again. Just get a sense of how the body feels now. Anywhere it feels over tightly tense. Anywhere you can now relax around the throat, the jaw, shoulders. Letting go the pelvis, letting go any tension in the butt now, the belly, and the inner thighs, and just relaxing and just maybe sway from side to side for a moment, from one foot to the other foot. Just loosen and let go. Any tension, any tightness. Release the breath. And just be still again, just to get a sense of what's the the body feels like, whether it feels strong. So those are strengthening poses and strengthening kind of ways to get into finding both your length and your support around the side body and particularly your glutes. Working on that at the moment with my classes online. So take care. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed your yoga snack. Take care.